So just before the start of the stakeholder management, let us do a quick recap of what is a stakeholder. Anyone? Can anyone tell what definition of a stakeholder?
Anybody that can impact the project outcome or impact the project is a stakeholder.
Anyone who can impact the project outcome is a stakeholder. Okay. Okay. So normally a stakeholder could be a single person, that is an individual, group or organization who may affect or affected by the outcomes of the project. Okay. It means people who are involving, they can impact the project. You are a team member. If you don't perform well, your project will be impacted. And because of your project, if anyone is going to get impacted, even he is a stakeholder. When I say that, for example, you are doing a chemical industry project, like you are constructing a chemical industry. Because of the chemical industry, the neighborhood around the project will be impacted by the pollution. Even they are stakeholders. So, examples of stakeholders, your customer is a stakeholder because he is impacted by the success or failure of the project. Your team members are stakeholders. You are a stakeholder. Your project sponsor is a stakeholder. Your vendors are stakeholders because they can impact your project. If the vendor supplies are not good, if the vendor supplies are not good, then they will be impacted, isn't it? So everyone who is involved in the project or who is positively or negatively impacted by the project or who can impact the project, everyone is a stakeholder. Okay. Now, in a project, stakeholder management is very important. You have to manage their expectations. You have to understand them well. Then only the success of your project will enhance. So, normally if you ignore the issues of the stakeholders, that will crop up into risks and finally they become the issues. So, in project stakeholder management, what are the process we normally do? First, you identify the stakeholders. Identify the stakeholders is nothing but who are the stakeholders in a project, which is very, very important. Identify the stakeholders. And then, according to the stakeholder, you develop the plan. See here, every process we are having planning process first. Okay. So, whereas here, what is the other process we are having? Identify stakeholders. Okay. So, identify stakeholder is done even before planning. So, even before planning, what is a process group we have? What is the activity we do normally? Even before planning. What are the 5 process groups? Initiation. So Raghav is saying it's initiation. So during initiation stage itself, you have to identify stakeholders. So this is one first process. Yesterday in closing we have seen the first process which is falling under closing process group. Here we have the first process called identify stakeholder which falls under initiation. Plan stakeholder management, it falls under planning process group. Manage stakeholder. So under which thing it can fall? Manage stakeholder means it falls under execution. Manage stakeholder falls under execution process group. Control stakeholder monitoring and control. Monitoring and control. So initiation, planning, execution, monitoring and control. So these are the 4 processes we have in project stakeholder management. Identify stakeholder, then according to the stakeholders, you plan your stakeholder management, then you manage your stakeholder engagement, and control stakeholder engagement. So I am giving you 1 minute time by heart. The name of the stakeholder, his position in the organization, his role, contact information, what are his requirements he has given, the expectations, influence, what type of influence he can have in the project, the category or classification, no, the power interest grade, whatever we have classified earlier. Okay. This is how the stakeholder register can be maintained. But normally in real time stakeholder registers are much more exhaustive than this. You will have more information related to the stakeholder, what is his or strategy to have his support, all these things will have in the stakeholder register. And this is a stakeholder analysis matrix which we discussed earlier. How do you analyze? So here you will place the stakeholders with high power and low interest. Okay, so I may place here. So Raghav is high power and low interest. Okay. High power and high interest, I may place Manish. Okay. So like this, I will place my stakeholders. Okay, and then if there are more people here saying Raghav is there, someone else is there. So if there are more number of people in high power and low interest, my strategy will be different. If there are more people with high power and high interest, then you should be very careful. So many powerful people are there, and so many influential people are there. So it all depends, like, how many people are there and how to develop your strategy based on the numbers. You have to develop your stakeholder management strategy. Clear? Identify stakeholder, is it clear? Okay, excellent. And remember, you read this identify stakeholders process thoroughly. As I told you, in initiation, how many percentage of questions you get? Anyone remember?
13.
13%. Okay, so 13% is what? Of 200. How much you get? 26 questions. 26 questions you get. 26 questions you get out of 200, and there are only two processes here. One is develop project charter, which we will discuss in integration management, identify stakeholders. All put together will be close to, say, 10 pages. Both the process will be 10 pages. So you will get 26 questions from there. So read thoroughly, read even the EFs, OPAs. Don't leave anything in identify stakeholders. So now let us come back to the second process, plan stakeholder management. Now your stakeholders are ready. Their attitudes are ready. You analyze them, their powers, their interests, their influence they can make in the project, everything. Now you have to develop a plan accordingly. If you have more powerful, more influential people, your plan will be different. If you have less powerful and less interested people, your strategy will be different. So your planning will change depending upon the type of the stakeholders you are having in the project. So now you will develop the strategy. Like as I told you, a newly wedded bride, she starts developing her own strategies. Different types of stakeholders. Initially she will analyze how is father-in-law, how is mother-in-law and other people. And then she will develop the strategy. Okay. So this is a plan stakeholder management, and obviously what do you get? Stakeholder management plan, like your subsidiary plans of your project management plan, plans of all knowledge areas. Okay. So now let us see plan stakeholder management. Okay. Plan stakeholder management is a process of developing appropriate strategies to engage stakeholders throughout the project life cycle. You have to engage them. You have to engage them and you have to get their support back. Okay. So what inputs you require for this primarily? Okay. You need project management plan. The project management plan, it will help you the human resources that are available, roles, responsibilities, change management plan, all this information will have in the project management plan that will help a bit for you to develop your plan related to the stakeholder management. And the most important document is the stakeholder register. Here you will have all the biodata of your stakeholders. So this is an important document for you in order to plan your stakeholder management. EEF and OPA. Okay. EF is a political climate you should know, because you may have some stakeholders external to the project within your organization or out of your organization. Okay. So the political climate, organizational culture, structure, that will also help in planning the stakeholder management. Then OPA, organization process assets. What are the things you require in order to develop the plan? Expert judgment. Of course, the expertise is very important. You take expertise from senior management, other project team members, from key stakeholders, other units, subject matter experts, professional associations, anything, anyone you can take their help. Meetings. For any planning, this is a mandatory technique we use. Meetings. You do meetings and do it. Okay. And analytical techniques. This is important. This is important when you are planning analytical techniques. So based on the type of the person, you can analyze the engagement levels and you will try to pull the person from one engagement level to another engagement level. Okay. What are the different engagement levels of stakeholders? Okay. Some people will be very resistant. Some stakeholders are neutral. Some stakeholders are supportive. Some stakeholders are leading. Some stakeholders will be unaware. When I say unaware, they don't know anything. They don't know anything. Like in some families, we have these husbands. They don't know anything. Like, I mean, everything will be, decision making will be done by wives in those families. Okay. So these are the different engagement levels. Like, so what are the engagement levels? If you see, first one is unaware, resistant. They resist you. They don't like you, or whatever the changes that are happening. They are very resistive in nature. Neutral. Supportive. Leading. Violence. So leading is they take the initiative and do it. They're hyperactive. It's more than supportive. Neutral is neither resistant, nor supportive, nor leading, nor unaware. Okay. So what you have to do is you have to develop a strategy to bring a person who is resistant to at least neutral. It depends. Or resistant to supportive. You try to maintain a person who is supportive in supportive stage. You have to develop a strategy. I have to maintain his support. He is supporting very well in the project. I have to maintain his support. So that is how you have to develop the grid. It can be like this. You'll have stakeholder name. Okay. Unaware. Resistant. Neutral. Supportive. Leading. Okay. Now you will put your stakeholders here. Stakeholder Suppose say Raghav, Fani, Murthy. So 3 stakeholders. You can keep Raghav is neutral. This is his current. C stands for current. You can put anything. Current. Okay. I want to bring him to supportive level. D is desired. Desired. Or expecting. You can put E or target T. Anything. So this is the current state. Raghav is neutral. The desired state is I want to put him under support. Murthy, he is leading. Current state. He is very actively involving. He is thoroughly helping us. He is thoroughly helping us. He is a stakeholder, fantastic stakeholder to work with. So this is his current state. And I have to maintain his desired state here. That is the desired state. I should not allow him to come back to supportive or neutral level by not focusing on him. Okay. This is how you do the analytical techniques. So how to bring in a resistor to desired level. In some engagements, in some charts, what they do is they'll mark like this. Supportive they mark, and it means supportive, if you want to bring into resistant, this is how they mark. Normally no one does that. Okay. It should be like this actually. This is the current state. This is the desired state. The arrow mark should go like this. Resistor, you want to bring him supportive. Some charts will be like this. So these are called the analytical techniques. You have to develop strategy how to bring a particular person who is supportive into leading, a person who is resistor into neutral. We have to do those things. And what do you develop? Stakeholder management plan. Stakeholder management plan. So basically what this stakeholder management plan contains? Current engagement levels and desired engagement levels. You remember the grid what we just seen, like the matrix. This is the current level, this is the desired. Scope and impact of change to stakeholders, relationships, communication requirements. What is the frequency of communication is required to address this stakeholder? He is very powerful, very influential guy. So I have to communicate every day. I have to keep him posted on the progress every day. Time frame, frequency of distribution of information. Okay, so everything will be there in your stakeholder management plan. So the entire strategy for ensuring the engagement of the stakeholders in the project will have in the stakeholder management plan. Okay, and you'll end up doing some project document updates. What documents you can update? You will update stakeholder register. Stakeholder register is one document. You may update any other documents which are used in the project. So this is your plan stakeholder management. Clear? I want confirmation from everyone so that I will move to the next process. If there are any doubts, I will clear it here. Okay. So what is the third one? Manage stakeholder engagement. What are the 4 processes we had in stakeholder management? First one is identify stakeholders, plan stakeholder management, and manage stakeholder engagement and control stakeholder engagement. Now we are in manage stakeholder engagement. So in manage stakeholder engagement, what do? You will do communication, and you work with stakeholders to meet their needs and expectations, address the issues, and you enhance this stakeholder engagement in the project.